Hey, good morning. Welcome to Fayetteville, North Carolina. I know you're not here, but I am. And I learned something today. I learned that catfish is tasty. It's mild and flaky, and those of you in other parts of the country that can't get catfish can do these recipes with cod or any other kind of whitefish. And I have, of course, had the opportunity to order catfish before, but I just couldn't get by the face. So when I saw some in the frozen food section at the supermarket, all packaged up, and they call them catfish. We're using catfish nuggets. And it was pieces of boneless and skinless catfish. I couldn't decide what to do with it, so I did catfish two ways. The first way was to use a standard fish breader and to fry it. And the second way was to make fritters. And I had some fresh corn, and I had the catfish, and I used Bisquick baking mix and some seasonings to bring it all together and fry the little dough balls in the fry later, and they came out fabulous. The fish fillets that were fried became a sandwich with a lime tartar sauce slaw and some cheese, and everything came out great. So give it a try or not. Here's the video. We're going to start by soaking our fish fillets in milk for about 1 hour. That takes out any of the residual fishy flavor. And the next thing we're going to do is rinse them and dry them. And these are not big fillets, as you can see, but that's the way they came. And we're going to dry them on both sides. Make sure they're nice and dry. And now we're going to make our fish fillets. We're going to start with a store-bought fish fry mix, which is mostly cornmeal and seasonings. You can make your own. I'm sure there's recipes out on the web for that. We're going to whisk together some eggs and some milk. Then we're going to put our fish fry mix in a pie plate or some sort of low-sided pan so we can press those fillets into that when we get to the breading portion of doing this. The first portion is to put the fish in the egg wash and make sure that that is well coated. And then we're going to lift those out of there and let some of the excess egg drip off and press the fish fillets into the breading mixture to make sure that they're thoroughly coated. And now we're going to fry them. 1 or 2 fillets at a time. We're going to put those into the hot oil. You don't want to overcrowd your fry later or your pan, whatever you're using to fry in. And when they float, after, in this case, about 2 to 3 minutes, they are done. You're going to lift them out with a slotted spoon and place them on some paper towels to drain. Nice and crunchy. They look delicious. And now we're going to make our fritters. So the other fish fillets that came out of the package, we put those in a baking dish with a little bit of water, cover that with some foil, and bake them for about 20 minutes. And now we're going to break them up, make nice small little fish pieces. Now I did take these out of the pan and put them on some paper towels to make sure that those are dry as well. And in the meantime, I cut the corn off 1 ear of corn. And the rest of our ingredients are here. We're going to start with our eggs. That says eggs and milk. It's really just 1 egg. And we're going to beat those together. Then we're going to season our egg and milk mixture with seasoned salt and some garlic powder and some onion powder, some smoked paprika, and some cayenne pepper. And we're going to whisk that all together. And then we're going to add in our Bisquick. And I use a plastic spoon or a rubber spoon spatula to stir this, to sort of press that against the bottom of the bowl and get any of the dry lumps out. And you don't want to over mix that. So now we're going to add in our corn and our catfish pieces. And we're going to stir that up. This batter should be not too loose, slightly stiff. If it comes out a little too loose, just add a little more Bisquick to it. And now we're going to scoop our batter into hot oil. I used an ice cream scoop, but you got to work fast on this. Drop them in, drop them in, drop them in. Fry them in batches. And then we're going to turn them over to cook on the other side. I did that with a tong, or you can take a slotted spoon and just kind of flip them to turn them over. And we're going to keep frying them on the other side until they float. And as you know, when they float, they're done. And we're going to scoop these out of the hot fat and onto some paper towels. And they look delicious. So now we're going to finish our catfish sandwich. We're going to start with some tartar sauce, some slaw, and some lime juice. I made that tartar sauce. It's just relish and mayonnaise, but you can buy it. Mix that together to make a nice creamy tartar sauce lime coleslaw. And then we're going to take our fish fillets and heat them in the oven, melt a little cheese over top. And we're going to top that with our slaw. And we'll serve it with fries or chips or a salad or whatever you feel like serving it with. Looks pretty good. It was crunchy and yummy. And now we're going to finish our fritters. And for the sauce for the fritters, we used mayonnaise, chipotle puree, and maple syrup. A little heat, a little sweet, a little creaminess. And we're going to mix that well together. This will make a nice, smooth dipping sauce. Here's what they look like on the inside. And we're going to put them on a platter and serve them.